Hello, my friends. I am stuck not being at school, and I know that people are struggling a little bit with the word problem, so I have the word problem video posted, and then I know that some people are struggling with long division. So excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and do that too. I'm looking for something yucky. I'm going to do 5 and 6. I feel like I did 5. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? I can't remember anything. Wait till you're old. It takes a while to get there, though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my powers. 4, 3, 2. Okay, I'm missing a power of 1. So when I go to set this up, I have to make sure that I leave a space for that power of 1 where it should be. So it should be right after the squared. So I would add a 0x and then minus 39. Without that, it messes up my spacing when I go to combine like terms and such. And then I'm dividing by x squared plus 2x minus 4. So what I need to compare are these first terms, the x squared and the 5x to the 4th. And I think, what do I have to multiply x squared by to turn it into 5x to the 4th? Well, I need a 5, and then I would need an x to the 2nd times that existing x to the 2nd to get x to the 4th. Then I line it up where the other x squareds were. Keeping in mind that when I get to the end of this line, I'll know that anything I get after that is remainder. So the part that you don't have to show is taking the top and multiplying it by this side. I like to write it out so that I'm less likely to make a mistake when I go to do that work. So 5x squared times that gives me what I needed, and those should always match. Here I get 10x cubed, and here I'm getting minus 20x squared. Now, once you get that done, you are going to go through and subtract, which means changing the signs of the bottom row. So these cancel as they should every single time. Here I have negative 2x cubed minus 10 more, so negative 12x cubed. And here I have a positive 20 minus 7, so that's 13x squared. And I bring down my 0x. So it might seem dumb to bring down nothing, but it's important because otherwise I would have been bringing down that 39 and it would be in the wrong spot. So now I start over again. I go, okay, I need to do 12 in order to get, so let me show you what I'm thinking. In order to get my x squared to equal negative 12x cubed, I'm going to need to multiply it by a negative 12 and then another x, which makes sense because it is above the x's, so that should line up properly. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have negative 12 and then multiply it by this side thing, giving me negative 12x cubed. Oh, I forgot my x here, sorry. And then here, minus 24x squared. And then here the negatives cancel, so I actually would get positive 48x. All right, so subtracting the second row, this cancels. I'm changing the signs because I'm minusing, and minus negative 24 would turn into positive. So I am getting a 30, this super seems familiar. We must have done this in class. And then I'm getting minus 48, and I have to bring down my negative 39. Alrighty, so round 3. Look at your x squared and 37x squared. So what I need to multiply by to make them match is a positive 37. Now I'm at the end of the line, literally, so that means if I get anything after this round, it's residual, it's a remainder. So I'm going to multiply my side thing by 37, giving me 37x squared, which is what I needed because they had to match, and then plus 74x, and then 148, but is minus. as I distribute. Okie doke. Time to subtract, aka change the signs in the bottom row. Gone. Like every round, that first one has to disappear. And then I have negative 48 minus 74 more. So negative 122 x's. And I have 148 minus 39, so that's 109. So this mess right here is my remainder because it's a lower power of x. It's only a single power of x. And you can't turn an x squared from our out front business into a lower power. So I write my answer as the top. That's how many times it went in whole. Then I add, then I add what I got as my remainder over what I was dividing by, the thing out in front. And this is my answer. Now, this one below says use long division to determine if 4x minus 1 is a factor. Keep in mind that that would mean that the remainder is 0. So like in this case, there's a remainder. So we know that in this case, this is not a factor of that. It didn't go in evenly. All right. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to do. This one's kind of messy, but there's no sense in doing an easy problem for helping people. So I'm going to go ahead and do this kind of icky, messy one as well. You don't have to watch this whole video. I know it's super exciting, but if you don't need help, then it's kind of silly business. So here, I look at my powers again. Fourth power, I'm missing a third power and a second power. So when I go to write this, I write 4x to the 4 plus 0x to the 3 plus 0x to the 2. And then I have 5 plain x's and my constant. So I'm only putting zeros where I don't have a power of x. Didn't have a third power, didn't have a second power. So I have to hold their spot with a 0. Then I'm going to divide by this bad boy. All right, let the fun begin. What do I have to do to x squared to turn it into 4x to the 4th? I have to multiply it by 4x to the 2nd, and I line them up with their like terms so that I can tell when I get to the end of the problem. The top thing multiplies by the side thing, and my very first term had best cancel out. So 4x to the 4 minus 12x cubed minus 8x squared. And if we hadn't had those zeros there, then our 5x and our negative 4 would have been over there and it would have gotten messy quickly. So let's go through our next step, which is to subtract the bottom row. But like here, minus a negative turns it positive. Minus a negative turns it positive. These cancel as they always should. 0 plus 12, x cubes, and 0 plus 8, x squareds. And then we bring down our next victim. Now it's round 2. Ask yourself the same question. What do I have to multiply x squared by? Whoa. To turn it into 12x cubed. Well, 12x. And again, I feel pretty happy because these are lined up and they're the same, and that's all good news. So I take my thing from the top and I multiply it by this thing on the side, giving me the 12x squared, cubed I meant, that I need. And then here I'm going to get a negative 36x squared. Here I'm getting a negative 24x. To find out what's left or the difference, I'm going to subtract the bottom row so those signs change. This is gone. This will create 44x squareds. This will give me 29x. And I'm going to bring down a negative 4. Apparently my pencil's going to poop out fast, so that'll be awesome. Okay, well, I'm almost done. It looks like I have one more round before I'm at the end of the line. So I'm going to need to figure out what makes x squared. Oops, I can see here that I didn't bring down my square. What makes x squared equal 44x squared? So I'd have to multiply by 44. When I do, now I feel like I'm hurrying because of my pen dying. I'll get 44x squared. I'm mathing, sorry. 44 times 3 is going to give me negative 132x and then minus 88. But I'm looking for the difference, so minus plus plus, because subtraction changes all the signs. So I have 132 and a positive 29. So those combine to give me kind of an ugly number, but I don't care. And then 88 and the negative 4 is going to be 84 because all of that is remainder. I'm already done. So in the end, my answer is going to be my 4x squared plus 12x plus 44 from the top. Then this 161x plus 84 over what I divided by out in front of my division sign. So I'm hoping that just going through that repetition helps you guys out and makes it so that you're not confused or feeling stressed about the long division part of the test. Have a great day, you guys.